Wow. Yep, Max Verstappen is the 2021 World Champion of Formula One. And if I'm honest, he couldn't have done it in a more fitting way for the whole season, let's be real. Winning it on the last lap after a fair bit of controversy. I don't think I'm fully recovered. I'm filming this about half an hour to an hour after it's finished, and yeah, my brain's still processing it. I thought Max should have won the championship overall. I think he was probably the better driver this season. Obviously, Lewis stepped it up toward the end, but I think thanks to Hungary and Baku and partially Silverstone, though that's debatable, I think Max has had more unluckiness. But I don't think he should have won it in the way that it was won. The rules state, and to kind of fill you in, Hamilton was pretty clear. He would have won it if it wasn't for Latifi crashing and having a safety car pulled out. But then, between Hamilton and Verstappen were lapped cars. These lap cars would obviously have cost Verstappen a lot of time, and there was about one lap after the safety car ended for Verstappen to get past Hamilton. Now, if these lap cars were in the way, he would have pretty much no chance. They'd all have to basically drive off the track to get out of the way of him immediately for that to even happen. And at that point, I think Hamilton would even then be clear. But the rules state that you can get rid of those lap cars. It's just you're meant to get rid of all of the lap cars. I think in the rulebook it says all cars must be let through. Turns out only the 5 that were in front of Verstappen were let through. Now this is the FIA, obviously making this. A lot of controversy has gone down between the drivers. This wasn't between either of the drivers. This is completely the FIA's call. And basically, the FIA was trying to make a show of F1. You know what? It sounds great on the advertising, on the watch figures. Last lap, person behind, fresher tyres, person in front, older tyres, person behind has to make the overtake on the last lap to win the title. That sounds amazing. They wanted another 2008. And so, I don't think they necessarily were favouring Red Bull here, in the sense that, Red Bull asked them to do this. I just think they were favouring showmanship. And that is the pretty disgusting part. The FIA are there for regulations. They're there to say that the sport is competed fairly and in a sensible manner and safely. Not to really get involved and mess around with the championship fight like this. In the same way that they were scared to give Hamilton maybe a penalty in the first literal corner, where Hamilton gets down, Max gets down the inside. He's actually alongside him. He does make a bit of a lunge, I will say, but I do think that it was fair enough. But then Hamilton completely cuts the corner, goes off into the distance, and he doesn't give the time back. In the same way that I don't think the FIA wanted to give any sort of penalty either way there, even though it would have been very much easy to do, because they didn't want to interfere with the championship. I think the same can be said with this last one. They just wanted it to be tight, close racing between the two. Now, obviously, this benefited Max because he's on the softs, fresh softs against Lewis's old hards. Of course, he's going to make the overtake. This isn't the Abu Dhabi where you can't overtake. They've fixed some of the corners, so that back straight, pretty simple for an overtake there. Max gets it done, obviously, and wins the race. And I think the biggest interest right now isn't Max becoming the champion. That's great for him, but I do think he would have done it in the future anyway. The biggest interest now is where Lewis goes from here, where Mercedes go from here, and where the FIA go from here. Lewis is obviously going to be hunting down his 8th title. He's going to hope Mercedes are very competitive next year, but with the regulations, who knows? Mercedes are going to be the ones who are going to be questioning the FIA. They're going to be making some threats. They leave F1... Well, their next contract is up 2025 with F1, and they said unless F1 go very electric, they are going to leave then. It's not out of the realms of possibility that they threaten to leave and pull all their engines out if this doesn't get sorted by the FIA. We're talking not just Mercedes that will get affected, but McLaren, Aston Martin and Williams would all get affected by that issue. They've all got the Mercedes engine. They would have to find a new engine manufacturer very quick. Mercedes hold all the power there, so they're going to ask a lot of questions of the FIA. After that, the FIA, I think Massey's gone. I think Massey is just about gone. He's a figurehead for the whole thing. He's the race director. He has been at the centre of so much controversy this whole year, not being able to control it. I think he will be replaced. The rest of it, though, if a Mercedes makes some big threats, there could be a big clean out at the FIA. Very much. And we could see a very different governing body heading Formula 1 in the future. I don't think Max's championship could get taken away here. There's no saying that he couldn't breeze past those lap cars and still win the championship. I don't think Red Bull will have any sort of issues with this, because unless it's found out that they directly cooperated with the FIA on this, they're completely free of the blame. I just think the FIA are going to get heavily investigated. But in the meantime, it's a fantastic championship win for Max. That's what we got to look out. It's a fantastic win against a behemoth that is Mercedes. And Lewis is going to be so on fire, so ready to bring it next season, that should be a brilliant watch as well. That's been my thoughts on, well, this calamity of a season. It's been fantastic to watch, and at the same time, a very terrible example of sport. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because it is so useful. Even though I won't be talking about any more races for the next 3 months, make sure you check out some of my other videos on many other things. Who knows what's coming next? I'll keep up some F1 content. I'll try and diversify a little bit. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!